This is just a test run of driving a 2025 Honda Accord hybrid. As you can see, the hybrid system is very, very, very smooth in this car. What I love about this car is the fact that it primarily runs in EV mode, which is freaking fantastic, and the gas motor is actually used just to recharge the electric batteries, as well as when it comes to just extra propulsion for acceleration on the freeway, and then and also other factors, you know. As you can see, there is the hybrid system working right there. The mileage indicated depends on how you drive the car. I have been getting about between 25 miles per gallon at the worst, 42 miles per gallon at its best, and you can get about mid 40s to upper 40s if you decide to go a little bit more you know, frugal. What I love about this car is it is super smooth. It is one of the most quietest vehicles that I've ever driven. Handling wise, I could say it's not as taut as my Mazda, not soft as a Camry. It's a nice you know, a nice balance between a taut suspension as well as a you know, touring suspension. What I love about the ride here is the fact that it's smooth. You can hear it's a very quiet car. The handling is very, very, let's say, predictable. You could put this car on a straightaway, or let's say you're trying to get on the freeway. There is a you know, ramp that curves. It does lean a little bit, but the leaning is predictable as well. So this car actually behaves really well. The cool thing about this car is there is an EV mode. If you can see on the dashboard, EV mode, auto. If you press and hold it, it'll actually charge the gas motor will actually charge the electric motor. So we are at a stoplight here. I'm going to show you the acceleration of this vehicle, and you will see from here the power flow. You will see what this car does. Overall, we've had this car as a loaner from Honda since November 8th, I believe, because my mom's CRV has been in the shop with Honda. The reason for that is because we had some issues with the car, and they finally are fixing the main problem. Here we go. It actually, and then I think that is good. Now the cool thing about this car is you have paddle shifters right here. You can press the paddle shifters. If not, you can actually or the brake, just tap it. It is the battery that you could actually recharge from this braking. I've used this function a lot, and I've noticed it's actually pretty good, especially if you're on a you know, let's say slow decline, slow acceleration, and you just really don't want to use your brakes. Also, what I like about this car is the steering feel. It feels like a proper, let's say there's a lot of, you can feel the road through the steering. There's a lot of vehicles now that have so much power steering effort that you barely feel the road. The cool thing about the Honda system, from what I notice, is it stiffens up and lightens up its load and steering depending on your situation. Example, when I was driving this car through through a street with S curves, of course safely, I noticed that the steering got tighter and you're able to point and shoot the car, which is pretty cool. We're actually just going around another block. This is through residential areas here in Las Vegas. It's like a right turn here. You know, and the cool factor about this car is we just filled this car up yesterday, and it cost between $20 to $21, which is freaking awesome. As you can see right now, I am at 30.7 miles per gallon. The fact that we accelerated lowered that, but as you can see, the way that the system works, it's actually now the gas motor is actually running the wheels, and as you can see, the electric motors kick in, and it's so smooth. And I like the fact that Honda finally decided to put this type of system in for a hybrid system in their vehicles. It works for them, and it feels like they finally figured out that it's better that you use the gas motor as a generator to supplement and charge the electric motor, you know. And what I love about this Honda generation is look at the dash. Such a very simplistic design. I love this part of the dash right here. It has physical buttons, thank God, but it also has the usual buttons for people that love to, you know, have, you know, connect their phones. I don't connect my phone here because this is not my car, but cool features on the menu: power flow, flip it over, compass, and you also have controls in the steering wheel that you could also adjust what you want to see on the dashboard, as you can see here. I tend to leave it off of the just leave it blank because I liked how it looks. But let's do another acceleration. Okay, let's do acceleration test somewhere else. But if you accelerate, and the transmission, what I love about the transmission is the fact that it doesn't feel like a CVT. You have that instantaneous acceleration, but I think it has fake exhaust being blown into the speakers. I don't know if that's true, but overall, this is such a wonderful car for people that are looking for a hybrid vehicle that they really don't want to go full EV. The Honda Accord and the Camry are the best in its market. That's my opinion. Whatever opinion you have, I'm happy. I accept your opinions, you know, and your feedback. But let's do another loop. And let's see if we can get this car into the EV. So right now, we are recharging the batteries. Blue means we are using the battery power from the electric motors or motor in this car. This car is two-wheel drive, so the Honda hasn't put an all-wheel drive option like they have on the Toyota Camry. Overall, I have to say this is a very comfortable vehicle to actually you know, own. I believe Honda has hit the mark with this one. They actually did their research and they actually did their homework. This should be one of the best systems. I haven't driven a Toyota yet. I do want to do a comparison or just to see how they feel. But overall, this has been a good hybrid experience for me and my mom. I mean, as of right now, we're getting 37.4 miles per gallon. And we are going to go to a bigger loop. Here we go. Accelerate a little bit. And then this has all of the robots on here, you know, sensors. The EXL model has front and rear sensors. Blind spot monitoring system has sensors, a radar for warns you if you have to brake. I mean, if you want something simple, a car that will pretty much probably last a long time, and you have no issues with a hybrid system, or you have fears of getting an electric car, but you really want to, you know, basically drive a car that saves you on gas, I would say go with hybrid. You know, as you can see, we increased our mileage to 38.5. But overall, I mean, this is such a nice car, a nice place to drive. I wish we could have, I wish we could keep this car forever, but I have to return it back to the dealership. But overall, I would say if again, I'm impressed with the way Honda has designed this vehicle. It's pretty roomy as well. I am 5'11" and 3/4 of a height. I've been driving this car for a month now, a month and a week, and pretty much it's a very nice place. I can't say anything else. It has a conventional shifter here for the automatic, no dials that the same majority of the population is not used to. You just press on the gas pedal, it moves. The hybrid system is so super smooth that you can't even feel it shifting from gas electric gas, you know. And what I like is also the ride. It absorbs bumps better than most cars. I'm pretty sure the Camry has the best supple ride out of the between them. I feel that this car is a little bit more sportier than the Camry. I've driven Camrys in the past. I haven't driven the new one, so we will have to see. According to a lot of reports, the new Camry is pretty much sporty, you know, which is a great blessing to have in the auto industry. Also, it's nice to know that this car is a very good sedan. People are into crossovers. Yes, I'm a fan of crossovers, but it's so nice to know that there are good sedans like the Accord that are still available for people that don't really want a crossover. Majority of the auto industry is getting rid of sedans, but if I were you, this is just me, I would suggest test driving the Accord and the Camry. If you need something, just let's say you have a family or a small family or just yourself needing a comfortable car, get you good miles per gallon, and this car is a 2024, it's $35,000. Now, that is a pretty good price compared to how cars are starting north of that. But the cool thing about having a sedan is this was the staple of the American roads. They were the family sedan. They were the family sedans that they basically take families and friends, you know, all around, you know. And what is cool about this sedan is it just hits the marks. It's not perfect, but it hits the marks for many auto enthusiasts. You know, if you are, let's say, looking, again, I'm repeating myself, if you are looking for a good car that gets you good miles per gallon, handles really well, that is predictable when you push it, you know, it's, you know, this is the car for you. If you want something that's slightly sportier, or slightly with a better ride quality than this car and slightly quieter, go for the Camry. It's all up to you how you feel and what you want to drive. You know, for me, I would like to drive a vehicle that has a little bit of a taut suspension. Yes, my 2016 Mazda 6 is the car that, you know, that its engine blew up on me, which, you know, I'm kind of sad that it did. But this is actually a good alternative to people that still want a sedan but want something smoother, more touring, but again, very, very easy to drive and easy to live with. So I'm going to take one more loop around here. As you see, it accelerates really fast. And I like the fact that Honda did something to make this car feel more quality. I like also another thing I like about this Accord is the dashboard is not like 10 feet long, if you know what I mean by that. I remember my auntie's Honda Civic. She had a 1990 Honda Civic. Her dashboard was exactly the same length as this, but a little lower. But I like the fact that Honda doesn't put a lot of dashboard into the design. I like the fact that it has a shorter dashboard. The windshield is raked perfectly, and it's true, they have super small A-pillars in this car. And look at this, we have a full battery, full battery charge. So this is a cool thing. And I'm just gonna drive around the loop that I normally drive to work. This is the loop. And as you can see, our miles per gallon is increasing as well. Now the stereo is pretty good in this car. It's not the Bose stereo, but for a bass stereo, it's pretty good. Except when it gets to the louder type of the bass, it tends to just bzz, it can't stand. It can't hold the sound of the bass, from certain music. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the video. And this car also has Bluetooth, the usual connectivity, smartphone projection, Bluetooth audio. I've tested the smartphone projection. The only issue I had was, depending on where you are in Las Vegas, I tend to lose signal, but the signal comes back. Connection is on and off, so that's the only thing that I would suggest Honda improving. Overall, I mean, this car has heated seats, automatic climate control, USB-C, USB, has a 12-volt outlet here, has vents in the back seat. Back seats are pretty comfortable. And the leather is pretty soft. I just don't know how this leather will last here, or how it will be affected with the Las Vegas Valley heat. The instrumentation is very simple, elegant, the usual Honda design. Steering wheel feels very good. It's not big, it's just a perfect size for driving. I like the steering wheel design. You have all of the controls in your fingertips. Cruise control is here. Menu options for both the left and the right. Gauges. It is electronic gauges. It's not the analog. And overall, I like the feel of how this car drives, transitioning from electric to gas. On occasion, you will hear or feel a little shudder, but it's so minuscule you won't even notice it. And overall, I mean, imagine you could drive this car with just EV throughout if you gingerly drive it. And what I like about that is, I've driven some CVT equipped cars. They feel, I'm used to a conventional automatic, but this feels normal to me. Also, a few things that this car has: it has memory seats, so 2 memory seat positions here, auto front windows, non-auto back windows. It has a little cool Honda Accord icon as you're driving, and again, I know I'm repeating myself, it just is a very well thought out car. Overall, it's just, it feels more premium compared to other vehicles. And just the way that looks wise, it is, to say it, I like how it looks, especially from the back. Profile wise, it kind of looks like a hatchback. I wish Honda made had a wagon version of this car. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this video. We're gonna do one quick loop back so you guys can see and feel how the handling is. Let's just say again, if you could feel the way that this car is feeling to the video, it has very good suspension too. Also, the controls really feel good in this car as well, especially when you're clicking on, you know, the turn signal stock, the wiper stock. Everything has a nice premium feel to it. So we're going to accelerate a little bit here. There we go. Now, that's pretty good. Alright, so there's going to be a couple of S-curves here. And this is what I'm telling you earlier in the video. This car pretty much has very good suspension. So let's hit the corner. You hit the corner with speed. It is very predictable. A little bit of a hop because the suspension is a little bit softer compared to Honda's. Well, not Honda's, compared to Mazda's setup. Is a bit more, let's say, tighter compared to, of course, the Camry. Again, I haven't driven the new Camry, but that's the experience I have in the Camry. Here we go. And I like the fact that this car puts a smile on my face every time I drive it. I don't know why. So we're coming up with a little bit of traffic here. So that's pretty much how it feels to drive this vehicle. You could drive it to its limits. It's predictable, and it's actually fun to drive, which is missing with the current auto industry. It's missing a lot of fun vehicles because everyone is pretty much focused on crossovers, trucks, which I get. It gives them a lot more profitability, but sedans need to have a stay here in America. I would love if Honda does a sport version of this vehicle, like for performance wise, open up that the hybrid system, you know. But the problem with that is if they do that, the Acura TLX is Acura's, you know, main sedan counterpart or upmarket to the Accord. I see why, but it would be nice if they did offer something a little bit more sporty, you know. But again, for most people, I'm probably the target market right now for this vehicle. It is a good vehicle. There's nothing else that I could say. Build quality is pretty good in this car. Soft touch surfaces on the dashboard, door pockets. The back is of course plastic, but it's a quality of plastic that you've seen from Honda. Also, you have a keyless entry here. This is if you could see it right there. And I like the fact that in order to open this car with the key, you either grip, let's say you grip the handle, or you could use the key fob. To lock it, you just tap on the little three slashes on the door knob, on the door handle. So let's go back. So we are going to head back home. again, this video is a little bit long. It's unconventional for me to do this, but I hope you guys enjoy, and here we go.